Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Ikechi, Onyenaka. I'm an alto saxophonist, multi-instrumentalist, and performing artist from Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. I started my music journey when I was a kid. I started off singing in choir and chorus, the stuff that we had in like kindergarten and elementary school. And then 4th grade, once I touched the clarinet, literally my whole life changed. I started playing clarinet, was in concert band, went ensemble, started doing jazz band, and everything was going well, but I always felt like I needed an extra sound, and that extra sound was actually the saxophone. So I picked up the alto saxophone in 9th grade, and that was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. Played that, jazz band, was rocking that out, but I also wanted to work with the band. So one thing that I did was I started picking up different instruments like the piano, the bass, the drums, just different instruments to be able to understand exactly what my band members were playing, and so I can convey my ideas to them clearly. From there, I started making music with people in college, started creating more songs, and a lot of those songs kind of compiled up, and I was just like, when am I going to be able to record this stuff? And long story short, here we are today. We've got some amazing band members on this project. We've got Colin Myers on keys from Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
I've been playing with Ikechi for about 6 years. Been playing keys for 12. I'm really excited to be working on this project because we've got a lot of amazing musicians that just make the project so much fun. And just being around such a positive group of skilled and proficient musicians makes this really exciting to see Ikechi's project finally come to fruition, and it makes the EP project that much more exciting to work on.
We've got Lionel Johnson III on keys as well.
To contribute to Ikechi's EP, I just try to add my own style, but also stay to my role, not to clash with everyone else, but compliment everybody at the same time, And how I met Ikechi is I remember watching him. I went to see him perform at Chris's Jazz Cafe, and I went up to him like, yo, man, I would love to play with you. And next thing you know, he called me for his EP, and now I'm here. And how I got into music, started at 6 years old. I grew up in church, so I fell in love with gospel music at first, and then I naturally got into classical, jazz, R&B, pop, because gospel basically all of that stuff. And so I went to University of the Arts, studied music performance, and now I'm here.
We have Stanley Collins on guitar.
I met Ikechi a few years back via Instagram. He reached out about playing some gigs, and we were gigging for about 2 years, and then the shutdown from COVID happened, and we stopped playing for a decent amount of time. So it's good to be back with the guys again. Also, I started playing guitar in 2008. I took guitar lessons. I had someone on my block who was a guitar teacher, and I had known him for most of my life, but it wasn't until I guess I was ready to learn, so to speak, that he made himself available and gave me lessons. And from there, I've been playing consistently for the past 13 years, and it's been a great joy.
Also playing guitar is Eric Mcgarry.
I play guitar on Ikechi's track Incognito, which is kind of like a jazz funk tune. He called me to play on it to bring more of a jazz edge to it and less of a neo-soul kind of vibe. I moved to Philadelphia about 6 years ago to attend the University of the Arts, where I earned a bachelor degree in guitar performance, and then later on a master's degree in jazz studies.
We have Zach Geis on bass.
I'm studying bass guitar, and that's what I'm playing with Ikechi, mainly 5-string bass guitar. And I first met Ikechi through a mutual friend that we have named Raph. And we started doing gigs together early in 2020, just before the pandemic hit. So this is the first time that we've actually gotten to sit down together and really create some good music.
And we also have Brandon Coakley on drums.
A huge part of my artistry is spirituality, how does my spirit come across through sound waves? I also have studied jazz, in high school. Specifically also at the University of the Arts. That was a huge part of my growth and development as a total musician beyond the drums. So that was definitely a very positive experience. I met Ikechi when I was going to school at Upper Darby High, and it was nice meeting people in the band room that were doing things similar to what I was doing. And we've been playing together not necessarily all the time or frequently, but at various events over the past few years, and now he's been kind enough to offer me the opportunity to play on his EP with him.
The name of the project is City Dreams. The project basically goes out to anybody who's on their path to success, but is caught in that middle section in their journey where they don't really know what their next move is. So this whole project is dedicated to just the grind, just perseverance, the idea of just being a dreamer, being a go-getter, and, not always having all the answers, but you just have to have faith and keep trying, and, you'll get to where you need to go to in life. Exaggerate that over the right hand. That was cool. That's the first time I played with like a legit live band in like over a year. That was fun. But okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna get into some specifics. For the intro, I want harmonics on the bass every now and then. And Zach, you can turn up a lot more too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have any like good harmonics for those chords necessarily.
Oh, okay. What if you did like, if you played around with like G and then D? Yeah.
Yeah, I can get those occasionally.
Something like that. Every now and then. So it's like dun 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 dun, something like that. And then go back and forth with them. Let me see. For the solo section, Larnell, thanks for getting those chords down. Yeah, I know it was kind of like last minute, but like you did a good job with the section. So what I want you to do is be a little bit more reactive to the solo. So like, kind of like, I don't know if like stabs make sense, but like kind of like, if I'm doing like something like that, like like kind of make it a little bit more funky. Keep doing what you're doing.
Making weird ambient noises in the background.
Yeah. And then do you have, I remember when we were on Zoom, you had like something close to that.
I'm trying to remember what the name of that pad is. I don't know if it's the one that's called chocolate sauce or if it's the one these names are like ridiculous. I'm not the one that comes up with the chord names.
Yeah, something that's like that in the
Something a
background,
bit
like
more
that.
like swirling.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Yeah, we can rock with that. Let me see. For you, Stanley, for the melody, I remember at Chris's you had something like that was a bit more like funky. Like yeah, if you can get it like a little bit like I guess stronger, that would be cool. For like the like let us feel like every single note, like percussive kind of.
Yeah.
Brandon, I think the form is right. I think there's a groove. There's a way that you played the groove at like World Cafe Live that was like really really perfect. I demonstrate, but I'd probably not like get it right. But yeah, if you could do like something like that, I think that would be really cool. Yeah. Yeah. So let's start from the intro, and then like if I hear something, we'll stop, and then yeah, that's all we'll do for now. opinion, do you think that second one needs to be there?
On the melody?
Yeah.
Nah, I think it's fine open.
Okay. Yeah. That's like I've been trying to play that for months, but I could not get it. That's cool. Yeah. So I guess keep it like that. Let's start from the solo section, and then I'm gonna listen in for like the combo. All right. One.
Solo section.
Oh, he's got to be ruthless, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
I'm just
He
busting.
said that. I didn't say that. All right.
Solo section has a second kick.
Yes, solo section has a second kick, and it's pretty consistent throughout. Yeah. So think of that kick pattern as like home base. If you wanted to add any other stuff, you probably can and be free with that. But like that would be like your home base.
Let me know if you need to hear something else.
Okay. I got you. Yeah. You do harmonics in there, or
That's
I never asked you that before. I just want to know what it sounds like.
And who did D one?
Yeah.
Maybe one or two. I'm thinking like harmonics when maybe. I don't know.
If not, we'll just keep it how it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that stuff,
Yeah, it's cool.
We gotta like select spots.
So we'll keep it how it is. Yeah, let's just experiment. 1, 2, and we're coming on crescendo. 2, ready. So try to sneak it in. If it's in a way that kind of, if you're able to do that kind of stuff and it matches like a run that I do, I think that's the best way to tie it in. Like if I'm doing like da-da-da-da-da, if you have like a line or some kind of like fill or rudiment that you play that can match that kind of like movement, I think that would be like the best way to kind of tie it in. You could do like, yeah, you could do that type of stuff.
Okay, do you intentionally know what rhythm you were playing? Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not sure how deep into theory you are. Alright, so
That's
16, 30
basically anything
seconds.
you can think of that's of that pulse. If I'm doing a really fast fill, it's basically like, it would basically just be that.
Alright, I just wanted to make sure I heard you properly last time.
No, you're good. 1, 2. As if you're swinging, but it has acting. But you should always hear that. here's one thing I want. I want you to do like, let's see. So in the middle of it, dun 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 dun, dun like with the tom.
Okay.
I don't know if it would be the high tom. Play the high tom for me. Play the low tom for me. Or yeah. Okay, it'll be the high tom. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. And then I kind of like play around with the toms more so than the snare.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be like cymbals, toms, and then yeah, whatever you could think of, but just not the snare.
Okay.
Or at least not too much of it. If you do a snare, kind of like buzz it, kind of like something like that. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go. Aggressive.
Okay.
Yeah. It's to the 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so then whatever you're doing will lead into a crash.
So you're saying starting it or ending it on
so if it's like dun 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 dun, 1, 2, 3, dun, dun, crash.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. But basically I always do it towards the end. I don't usually start it off on the 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Do you want to try it again? Really weird knock. That roll that you're doing, do it on the snare. I mean on the hi-hat. Yeah. So on that second beat, open the hi-hat. Open by. Yeah. And then the bass drum is bump 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 bump. Right. On the last bass drum hit, open the hi-hat. Bump, so, but start to bump, bump, stop. So here's my question. Are you able to do that? So consider that the solo section groove, right?
Okay.
And then for the melody, it's the same thing except the second bass drum hit that you have is not there. So it's just with the bass drum. So the hi-hat and the snare stays the same, but then the second bass drum, so it's just gonna be boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
Thank
you. Yeah. So can I hear that?
First, like coming down again.
Oh, so you're saying keep it at that intensity?
Like keep it at that intensity. Just to switch.
Can you play me an example of that?
I can't remember what I did for that part.
Something like that. Like if all of us is playing that, and then it's really just keep playing that. You can play it too, honestly. That'd be nice too. And after that,
Now you gotta give him writing credits on the song.
I feel like, so the sus chord was supposed to be like the main thing for the guitar, but I feel like the guitar solo always ends fast. Like whenever we performed it. Like it's like the majority tends to be that D minor thing, but like the real thing
So it's supposed to be the okay.
Yeah, so it's like I want to like lightly touch the beginning of that D minor thing.
Oh, so spend less time there.
Yeah, and then more
time.
time on the susquits.
What's up?
For this part with the susquits, right? Can you think of like a different groove, or maybe like something that's still driving, but like something that feels different than the regular bridge that can build up intensity?
Are they
Like, what if you were on the high end?
like is it open space?
Yeah, dun, 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 tss, like at this point you're kind of doing a different thing that's still complementing, but it's still the same chord.
Can you play it so I can hear what it is?
Hey, can you play the bridge?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yo, what's good, y'all? We finally just got out of the rehearsal. Honestly, this was a crazy, productive rehearsal. We got through about 4 of the songs so far. We got through like a lot of stuff, started touching on textures, the hits, and just the overall feel of the song. I feel like the band synergy is really getting there, and it's really wild because we, as a collective group, we have not played together since last year, like early 2020 before everything went down. But like the fact that we're at this point with minimal effort is really giving me high hopes for this recording process. So tomorrow is day 2. Gonna hit it back with Nova and, you know, Find Your Light in the other songs, and, you know, I think it's gonna be a really cool day.